What do you get when you take three guys from Texas, put them in front of a crowd in a New Orleans warehouse, and tell them to just play? The answer might surprise you. It's not chaos, it's not a mess, it's Fandango, one of the most unique albums ZZ Top has ever made. But here's the real question. Why would a band at the height of their powers decide to split an album right down the middle? Half live, half studio. Stick around because the story behind this record is just as wild as the music itself. Let's rewind to 1973. ZZ Top just had released Tres Hombres, and it was a monster hit. The album gave them their first top 10 single with La Grange, dirty blues rocker that still gets people moving today. That song alone put ZZ Top on the map as more than just another Texas bar band. Now, they were national stars, filling arenas, selling records by the truckload. But success doesn't mean you get to rest. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, and Frank Beard spent the next year and a half on the road, playing show after show after show. They toured relentlessly, bringing their Texas boogie to every corner of America. And while they were out there grinding, something interesting happened. They got tight, really tight. The kind you only get when you're playing together every single night. By early 1975, the band was ready to capture that live energy. They've been playing the same songs hundreds of times, perfecting them in front of real crowds. Manager Bill Ham had an idea. Why not record some of these shows? Why not let people hear what ZZ Top really sounded like when they were doing what they did best, playing live? So in January 1975, the band set up shop at a warehouse in New Orleans. It wasn't some fancy theater or concert hall. It was literally a warehouse. The show started late. I mean, really late. We're talking midnight or later. The crowd was hot. The beer was cold. The band was on fire. They recorded multiple nights, capturing the raw, sweaty energy of a ZZ Top concert. But here's where things get interesting. The band and their producer, Bill Ham, decided they didn't want to just make another live album. Live albums were common in the 70s. Every big rock band had one. ZZ Top wanted to do something different. They wanted to show both sides of who they were. The live side, sure, but also their ability to craft songs in the studio. So they made a bold choice. Fandango would be half live, half studio. Side 1 would be the live recordings from New Orleans. Side 2 would be the brand new studio tracks. It was risky. Nobody was really doing it at the time, but ZZ Top had never been a band to play it safe. Let's talk about what's on this record, starting with side 1, which is the live side. The album kicks off with Thunderbird, a shuffling blues number about cheap wine and good times. Right away, you hear the crowd, you feel the room. Billy's guitar cuts like a knife, and the rhythm section of Dusty and Frank locking like a machine. It's loose but tight at the same time, if that makes sense. Next up is Jailhouse Rock, the Old Devil song, but this isn't some cheesy cover. ZZ Top mixes their own, turning it into a heavy, guitar-driven stomper. You can hear the crowd losing their minds. This is what people came to see. Then comes Backdoor Medley. This is where things get really interesting. The band takes several songs, including Backdoor Love Affair and Mellow Down Easy, and they blend them together into one long jam. It's over 9 minutes of pure Texas blues rock. Billy's guitar work here is incredible. He's not showing off, just serving the song, but man, can the guy play. Now, let's go to side 2, and that is the studio side. This is where ZZ Top gets to show you what they can do, and they have all the time with the recording. So, side 2, actually, the side opens with, it's called pretty cool song to start the album. Really funky, really kind of bluesy song. And then Blue Jean Blues, a slow emotional number, has become one of their most beloved songs. Simple, powerful, just Billy's voice, guitar, whole lot of feeling. If you've ever had your heart broken, song that hit you right in the feels. It's pretty cool. I remember listening to this on the Dazed and Confused soundtrack of Part 2. That's like a really cool song. But then we got Mexican Blackbird and a lot of people have been like mentioning this in the comments of my last video. It's a pretty cool story. It's a little slower and it's very emotional. It's just like showing the band doing something different. And then another song, Heard It on the X. It's about listening to a Mexican radio station late at night. And they're trying to catch like American rock and roll. The song has that driving energy and reminds you these guys are a rock band first and foremost. But they saved the best for last, and that is Tush. And if you know anything about ZZ Top, you know the song, one of their biggest hits ever. It almost didn't make it on the album. The story is that the band wrote Tush quickly, almost like an afterthought. We needed one more song for Fandango, and Dusty Hill came up with the main riff. They knocked it out of the studio, and suddenly they had lightning in a bottle. Tush is everything a great rock song should be. It's short, just over 2 minutes, simple, built on a killer riff and basic blues structure, but it's absolutely infectious. From the moment that opening riff hits, you want to move, you want to turn it up. Lyrics are straightforward, just a guy looking for a woman with some class, some tush. It's funny, cool, and it rocks hard. When Tush was released as a single, it became ZZ Top's second top 20 hit, reaching number 20 on the charts. More importantly, it became a radio staple. To this day, you can't have a classic rock station without Tush in its rotation. One of those songs that defines what ZZ Top is all about. No nonsense, straight ahead rock and roll Texas swagger. Fandango came out in April of 1975, and it was an immediate hit. It was huge for the band. Critics liked it too. Some of them appreciated the risk ZZ Top took and the half-and-half format. Others just loved hearing the band in their natural element. Live on stage, everyone loved Tush. The success of Fandango launched ZZ Top into a bigger tour. They spent most of 1975 on the road, now playing even larger venues. The Worldwide Texas Tour, as they called it, was massive.
Top's Worldwide Texas Tour, and according to promoters, it cost more, offers the audience more, and will make its backers more than any other rock show in history.
They brought Texas to the world, and the world loved it. Every night, Tush became a highlight, getting crowds on their feet and singing along. So Fandango is proof sometimes the best ideas are the craziest. Half live, half studio album. In theory or on paper, shouldn't work, but in the hands of three guys from Texas, they knew what they were doing and they knew what they wanted to say. Worked perfectly. 50 years later, people are still listening, still discovering, and asking themselves the same question: how did they pull it off? Check out that playlist right here. It should be appearing on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. This is the JC CD and Vinyl channel where I talk about albums in my collection. And like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.